So obviously this is an overview of our 3-hour session of how to create websites for your business. Okay, we do two actually. We do this one here is general overview of websites, and we do another one which is for Wix, which is obviously the templated website platform if you're on a budget as such, which most businesses are. But we have options for both basically, and giving you an idea of what questions to ask and what to basically look out for if you're basically getting a website created for yourself, or even if you're going to attempt to do it yourself as well. The things that we're going to cover, or things that we usually cover, basically, we start from the basics of basically how to get a domain name and what a domain name is, basically, because you do need that for a website. We'll look into what makes a good website. We'll look at sort of website building platforms. There's so many different platforms out there, and we'll try and have a little look through the different platforms that are available as well. Having a website is brilliant, but it doesn't mean that people are going to come flooding to it. You need to have something called SEO, search engine optimization. So we'll have a little chat about that, and we'll obviously talk you through that as well. Then there's obviously search engine marketing. So a little bit of paid advertising can go a long way. It really helps sort of e-commerce websites and stuff like that. Again, we'll touch on that in later on into the sort of presentation. And social media marketing as well helps as well. So all a little bit of marketing that you've got to do for your website to make sure everyone knows that you're up there on the internet highway with your shop or your website. Measuring your success. How do you know your website's doing well? So we'll have a look at that as well quickly. And then security and compliance comes into play as well on that side. So moving on, domain names. We talk about all things domain names, how to, keep them short and simple. Us humans, we can't remember too much, or long sort of URLs or domain names. So try and keep it short and simple for your clients. It's easy to type in. Try and avoid hyphens and numbers. Hyphens, are being used quite extensively nowadays, but numbers do get mixed up. Number 5 and the S tends to get mixed up, and you don't want your clients going off to somewhere else, instead of your website as such. Try and use keywords. Keywords are essential. So basically something with what you produce, like if you're a cake shop, you can put cake shop, basically Stevenage or something like that. They're keywords. So basically that will, obviously people may well type that into search criteria into Google and search engines to bring, bring them to you. Sometimes locality is a brilliant thing. If you're looking at small niche and you want to stay in that locality, put that in there. Stevenage Cake Shop, like I said, hopefully there's no cake shop out there, but if it is, apologies. But Stevenage Cake Shop, something like that, brings in locality, but think about long-term as well. So if you're wanting to sort of move, up to Manchester or something, and you're down south in Stevenage, could cause a problem. But, you can overcome these things as well on that side. Register multiple extensions. So a lot of people do get confused about things like this when we talk about it, and they think they've got to have multiple websites. So if you've got a .co.uk extension on your URL, okay, get yourself a .com one as well. Point it to the one website, and you can have lots .net, .org or whatever, and you can all point them to one website. What happens with this is that if you've got .co.uk and a competitor comes along and, basically has the same URL as you, but with a .com extension, people may think you're that business and go off and basically give them that business. So you might get sort of, businesses being diverted down to your competition as such. So think about extensions, different extensions, and sort of having those as well. You can check availability with regards to your domain names on nominet.uk, which is a registrar in the UK, and that will tell you if somebody else owns a domain name, if you can't find the one that you actually want, and you can approach them and see if you can actually take it off them or buy it off them. Noam is a really good place as well. So basically you can see if you've got that, if your domain name is, or your username, should I say, or handles are available on social media platforms as well. You just throw in your business name or the domain name that you're going to use, and it will tell you what platforms it's available or it's not available on. So lots of different things that you can use. Excuse me. A couple of more things that you need to tell. Usually developers don't talk about these things. They want to develop your website. They're happy to take the money off you, but they don't talk about basically hosting and SSL certificates. You leave that till the end and ask you for more money after that. Hosting is required for all websites. It's a really fast server. You know, all your files are kept on a server, basically, which is a really fast computer connected to the internet. And when somebody looks for your domain name, up pops your website and shows them your website. So you need that. It's like a home. It's like just any other computer where you save your files, but it's connected to the internet, which is really, really fast computers as well. They start off from £3 to £20 a month for the small end. The bigger the website, the more space you take, the more money it's going to cost you. Hosting packages really frequently include emails as well. So basically, you need somewhere for your emails to sit, okay, and then they're diverted to an email client, so you can actually use it and answer emails on your desktop or your phone, etc. But they tend to sit on a server somewhere, and then you can obviously answer those emails and send replies back to your customers and so on. Again, having HTTPS or SSL, secure sockets layer for your security for all websites. We take a lot of information on websites nowadays, okay? And that and that information, if it has no security on there, no SSL certificate, goes plainly from the browser, from the client's browser to your web server where it is in plain old English, and anyone can intercept it here and basically take that good old information of your client and obviously hold you to ransom as well. Hence why we hear all this ransom kind of stuff in the news. If you have the SSL certificate, which a lot of, especially Google, requires it, to sort of help you promote your website as well. It's security for yourself, your website, as well as your clients. We've seen the SSL certificates on basically e-commerce websites for a very, very long time, where we put our card details in and it's all sort of hidden away. You know, so that's what happens now, because we've got contact forms on there, which people are sending lots of private information, their name, their email, their telephone number, and what they want from you kind of stuff. So that's all needs to be kept private, and hence SSL certificates have been introduced. You may have been, you know, you may have gone to a website where basically says this is dangerous, this doesn't have any security, and that's the whole reason for it, because everything that you do on that website is open to anybody as such that's browsing around on the internet and it wants this data. The other things we talk about are different sort of website building platforms. There's loads of platforms, like I said to you before, out there. Many of you, when you're starting your businesses, you're probably looking at cost-effective ways instead of getting a developer to create one for you or anything like that. But some of these platforms here, One-in-One, Shopify, WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, GoDaddy, they've all got places where you can actually create your own websites. WordPress, obviously, a bit of a muscle on there on the websites. It started off at a blogging website. Now is obviously you can have full-blown websites with lots of themes and plugins, and you can grow your website from a like £200–300 website all the way to a £10–20,000 website, should you want that, with different kind of databases and all functionalities attached to it. Wix is really good, really, cost affordable. Basically, it's templated websites, and all you have to do is use the websites and basically just put your photos, your descriptions, and tweak it to make it your own. But they've all got the whole website created for you with all the pages, and you can add pages, take pages off, and it's really cost effective as well. And usually on Tuesdays, they tend to give a 50% discount on the first year. So lots of things for you to consider. Or you can go down towards the code, HTML coding, Java, CSS, and a lot of these things where you'll need special developers to create it for you. And we've got quite a few partners on our savings program where you can save up to about £300 on a website getting developed for you as well. Why have a website in the first place? You can easily go on all the social media platforms and obviously market yourself over there. There is people out there, though, who don't want to be on social media, don't want to use social media, or don't want to access it because of their jobs and so on. It's going to be a place where you're going to have to, you can tell your story, present your brand, you can showcase your work. You're going to create those, services or products and so on, take beautiful photos of it. People want to see it. Your clients want to see it. It's going to be a nice place to actually have your reviews shown as well. Be proud of those, Reviews are essential, basically, because it convinces potential new customers to basically buy from you because you've had really good sort of reviews and testimonials coming your way. Get found online, especially mobile. 90% of websites basically are found basically through mobiles and obviously tablets. That's where everyone does their searches and so on. So lots of things actually, happen on mobile. So make sure your websites are responsive. That's what they're called now. So they work on desktops, tablets, and mobiles as well. You've also, it's also confirmation that your business is bona fide entity, so people want to look you up. You've hopefully got an address and telephone number and contact details on there so they can get in touch with you. They might be just looking for those details, even if it's basically, even if Joe's told Fred and Fred wants to buy something, he still wants to nose around on your website and make sure you're a legitimate business as such. Provides potential clients with customers, with a shop window and so on, and obviously have means of obviously be aware how people can actually potential clients can actually contact you as well. So different different ways of people contacting you. Your website can do lots and lots of different things on here, some few pointers on here. It can really take money for you while you're sleeping and so on. 24/7, 365 days, it can take money for you. So a really good place to have e-commerce websites. So, create those for yourself. Obviously, lots of gadgets you can have on there, or widgets, as I say, like make bookings and appointments for you. So you can ask your website to do that. Chat services, all of these things on that side on there. I mean, this is the main question you would ask yourself. What do you want your website to do when you're actually creating it? And you need to answer that for yourself. What is it that you want out of your website? Once you've got that beautiful website going, okay, the next question is, how are people going to find you? How are people actually going to find you? Is it through search engines, the social media activity? Blogs can really help basically give you exposure. So if you write good blogs, if you write blog a week, gives you 52 pages of extra content to your website, which search engines will have a field day with. They love blogs and they love the contents on it. And I'm talking 2 or 3 lines. We're talking good sections of content, basically, so that they have some indexing to do, and some keywords are included in there as well. And obviously from backlinks from other websites. So link up with other kind of websites there where they're going to give you exposure. A little tip for you is get onto sort of online directories, because online directories will basically give you a link towards your website. So that can get really good for yourself as well. Make sure you know your target audience, guys. It's essential, because when you're doing actual paid marketing, okay, you're going to have to target those clients that are going to basically buy your products and services from you. So make sure you know who you are. You're going to have to do that research way before websites. You're going to have to know it before basically you create your business. So your target audience is essential. You're going to know who you're going to be selling to as well. And appearance comes into play as well. Make sure it's appealing. Don't use bright colors. Images need to be eye-catching. Okay, make sure those images are basically web ready. So you're not using up too much space. Basically, they're not large file sizes. So make sure your images are good. Your fonts are a good size. It's easy readable. People aren't squinting their eyes or pinching and zooming in, etc. Makes it hard work for clients to do that. And overall, keep it simple. The more technical it gets, the more hard work for clients it gets, and they get fed up and they move on. Make it simple as possible. Something like this would be ideal. Straightforward, easy looking, lovely. I'm getting hungry by just looking at the image on here now. But at the end of the day, keep it straightforward, simple like this, using very few colors, few fonts, and keeping it uniform all the way throughout as well. You're going to have to do search engine optimization. So you've got that beautiful website. You're going to do quite a little bit of work on it. And there's a couple of things that you're going to do. So you're going to have to do on-page optimization, okay, off-page optimization. So on-page is basically making sure everything is working for you. Basically making sure that whatever your web page, your website is created for, it's according to what search engines require, and they'll do that optimization and obviously show you up on keywords. You've got off-page optimization, which is like using social media platforms and other ways of marketing as well, and technical optimization on that side as well, making sure that basically everything is working. So speed, you've got SSL certificates, all of that is in place. A lot of things to have a look at as well, not just creating a website, but things in the background that you've got to do. Keywords essential. This is where you've got to make sure that you've got the right kind of wording on your websites and pages to make sure you understand what clients will actually type into search engines to find your products and services. So that's what keywords are. You're going to have to do a little bit of research into that, on what people were typing, what their habits are for what they're typing, and find out what they're doing, and use those words on your website. So search engine spiders can come along and index all those words and things that you need for yourself. Have the need for speed. Your website needs to be fast loading, okay? Make sure, images and videos, they can't be seen by search engines. So make sure their file sizes are small. If you take a picture on your mobile phone, it's going to be like 3 megabytes deep, big kind of stuff. So make it zoom down, cut down the resolution to at least kilobytes. That will basically make the image smaller, not as in size-wise, but file size. Okay, but remember, you've got to create a fast-loading website. That's what search engines also require as well. Measuring your KPIs, make sure that basically your website is performing for you. You're going to have a look at traffic. You're going to look at conversion rates, how they're converting, how clients are converting, your average book value or average order value. You need to check out all these. Why are people just buying the £5 items? Why are they not buying the £20 items where you make a lot more money? You're going to have to keep an eye on it, make sure everything's looking on that. Look at the cart abandonment rate. That's the biggest one for a lot of e-commerce websites. People put stuff in the cart, but they don't finish the sale. Why? You're going to have to keep an eye on all of these things as well. There's lots of sort of legal things that you need to go through with GDPR compliance and so on. So, have a look at your privacy policies, cookie policies, lots of things. And like I said, make sure your website is accessible by everybody, so they know they can reach out to everybody as well. And your website is easily readable, people can easily read it and see it as well. So nice subtle colors, to the point, really good navigation as well. Pay-per-click. So this is where you got search engine optimization, which is free, okay? When you got search engine marketing, which is paid for, so you got Google ads or Bing ads basically. And what you do, for example, this example here, you've probably all seen it on Google when you actually, we typed in plumbers in Stevenage, and then you got the sponsored ad that comes up. These businesses are paying for this. This is where you will have to pay for certain keywords to be used, like 50p, 60p, 70p, whatever it is. And every time somebody comes along and clicks on that ad and it's brought to your website, you get charged for it, okay? But these are usually at the top. There's about 4 or 5 ads that appear at the top of a search criteria, and then some at the bottom of the search criteria as well. But you have to pay for these, guys. You have to pay for this. And, once you've got a good budget going on, you can certainly do that. Do it for a long period of time. Just don't do it for a month or so. Make sure you've got a budget of 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, okay, to do this, because this will help you do that for you as well. And swiftly moving on, I don't think we've got much time, but I'm going to just move on quickly. Social media platforms, again, help you to basically get more momentum to your website, so use them as well. And guys, if you've got any more questions, please answer away. I'm just going to have a little chat in the chat box, see if there's anything in there. So a lot of questions on there. What's comfortable amount of money to start investing in a website? Anything from £200 onwards. Okay, but if you want something done properly and well, you know, speak to a developer. They'll create it for you really well.